Airlines across the country have canceled more than 7,000 flights as Hurricane Sandy moves along the East Coast. And if you or someone you know has travel plans over the next few days, there's a pretty good chance that your flight could be affected, even if you're not flying to the East Coast. Travel experts here in the Pacific Northwest are urging you to check your airport flight schedule. We have a link on our website under the Seen on 6 icon. Some airlines like Delta, American, and U.S. Airways say they are making special accommodations for people who find themselves suddenly changing plans. Now, that's the worst when you get stranded. Brian Miskimins standing by to give us your perspective on all of this. Now, you say that this storm, this superstorm that's about to hit the East Coast, actually parallels something that we saw here back in '06.
Well, in one sense, Casey, yeah, definitely very much so. Back in 2006, it was December 14th, we saw this very strong storm come up the coast. It didn't nearly match the winds that they're going to see on the East Coast. However, it has an element to that storm, and that is it had a lot of cold air behind it, where we saw the rain switch over to a rain-snow mix, which is actually one element of this storm. But I want to take you out to this storm right now and just show you the track of this. This is just an unbelievably historic storm. Some people comparing it to the hurricane of 1938. I've seen some reports that say the storm surge that's projected to come in with this storm rivals that of a system back in 1821, so nearly 200 years. As I put this into motion, I'm going to stop this here about Monday evening. There it is, that storm still off the coast. It starts to slide in towards Atlantic City, New Jersey. Right now looks to be the landfall motion, and right about midnight Tuesday morning, and then that slowly slides up to the northeast as we go through the coming days. But take a look at our projected wind gusts. Here we are tomorrow evening, 5:30, 96-mile-per-hour wind gusts at New York City, 94 there at Washington. And you can tell where the low is, because the winds are coming out of the north here, and they're coming out of the south right here at Ocean City, Maryland. So the storm literally just makes landfall right there into the heart of millions of people right there in the northeast. The winds really stay rather breezy until about Wednesday, then they'll slowly die down. Not only the winds, though, we're talking about a lot of rain. In fact, take a look at the rain projections as we go through now through Wednesday. We're talking upwards of 5 to 6 inches for some of the major metropolitan suburbs. So really just impressive numbers. Now, a lot of people have been asking, how does this compare to, like, say, the Columbus Day storm? Well, that storm, rather than moving right into the, say, Portland metropolitan area, it basically paralleled right up the coast, making landfall well north of the Portland metropolitan area into southern Vancouver Island. The highest wind gusts with that came in at 179 miles per hour for Cape Blanco, and the Morrison Street Bridge 116 miles per hour. Now, something to keep in mind, the lowest pressure measured, which is basically the lower the pressure, the stronger the winds you get, the lowest pressure with the Columbus Day storm was about 962 millibars. The projection for the Hurricane Sandy is projected to be about 935 to 940 millibars. So you can bet there are going to be some extremely severe wind gusts, which is why they've shut down the subways in New York tonight. In fact, here's a live look. Chesapeake Beach Resort there in Chesapeake Bay, Maryland. Already a peak gust there, 43 miles per hour. And so far, this storm is still several hundred miles from even making landfall. So you can tell it's going to be a breezy night. And take a look at all the watches and warnings. We've got a high wind warning over this area, also a flood warning. Some of these warnings up here against the lake, those are some blizzard warnings also down here. And that's one element of concern. Once this low moves out of here, some estimates are that up to 10 million people could be without power once this storm is through. And then, of course, the cold air ushers in. So it's really just a 1-2-3 punch, Casey, and we're going to continue to follow it. And I'll have more information on a rainy and breezy night heading our way. Back over to you.
All right, thank you, Brian. You're going to want to stay with KOIN Local 6 for continuing coverage of Hurricane Sandy and its effect on millions of Americans, not just on TV, but on the web and your mobile devices as well. You can click on the Seen on 6 link on our webpage and find all the latest information 24/7.